What if I told you this is Kayvon Pope, his freshman year? The man that just quit on his Ohio State teammates was the most viral athlete of 2014. Let's get into it.
Think I got my swagger back. Oh.
Evening. Whenever this video finds you, I appreciate you for joining me on this little exploration through this Kayvon Pope drama. Now, as you saw in the intro there, yes, that's Kayvon Pope as a freshman, 2014 to be exact. Back when the Vines and the Instagrams were still going crazy, that was him. Y'all probably have seen Kayvon Pope before you even knew it. All right, let's get into this. Just want to run it back one more time. Swing to the left. All day. Twice on Tuesday. Over a man. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Now, Kayvon Pope. We all know, if you're a football fan, we've all heard about the drama with Kayvon Pope. Right? Quick synopsis, quick little rundown. The gentleman was a second string, third string linebacker at Ohio State. Talented guy, was a 4-star coming into Ohio State in 2018. This is his senior year. He usually gets playing time as a special teams guy. He's been working into the lineup here and there. Comes off the field after Akron. On drive against Akron this Saturday. Gets into it with his position coach, man. He needs more time. He's not feeling it. This is his senior year. There's a lot of pressure on him. And he snaps, man. What does he do? Throws his gloves into the stands. Gets into it with his coach again. They tell him, it's a wrap, Kayvon. Walks him. In the locker room. Dismissed from the Ohio State team. So, naturally, this was Kayvon's response to that whole situation. This is now, of course, been deleted. And the last tweet we've seen from him is something that says, good luck to his teammates, which is nice. That's in good class. But yeah, like I said, this has been pretty explosive in the vein of Vontae Davis quitting on a team in the middle of a game. It is quite literally one of the most insane stories I've ever heard out of college football. So I wanted to put a little background against this, little context. Flemlo rap style, right? I'm not as good as Flemlo rap. I'm not gonna go in as depth as Flemlo rap does, just because, again, it's not an NFL player. There's not as much history on him, and like I said, I want to keep this relatively focused on the point, just providing a little bit of context on who the player he is, not the person, more the player, right? So, Kayvon Pope, 2018, right here he's listed as outside linebacker. Some plays he was listed as number 4 inside linebacker in the nation, but coming out of Dinwiddie High School in Virginia, where he played 4 years, of course, started his freshman year, as y'all saw, played wide receiver, linebacker, didn't play linebacker until sophomore year. He was a beast, man, by all accounts. I mean, let me read this quote from Dinwiddie head coach and Kayvon Pope's coach. There he says, he doesn't like the glamour. He's a blue-collar guy with extraordinary talent. He had offers from Alabama, Clemson, and Florida, but chose Ohio State. He played at Dinwiddie High School with his younger brother who played quarterback and made it to some state championships, had some pretty good runs, but at the end of the day, 4-star linebacker, commits to Ohio State, goes up there in 2018. Quote from Kayvon, he said when he got on campus, he just knew it was different. He committed then. The way they went about business, the environment, the culture, it was all what he was looking for. Now, I think anyone who is in college or gone through college or is older, right, in past these years, understands the difference that people go through from a freshman, right, all the way to a senior in college. So this is just an interesting little piece of context to see where his head was. This isn't a guy that was jumping around from teams. This wasn't the guy that was, was leaving as soon as he wasn't starting, because like I said, he still hadn't started his senior year. This is a guy that was extremely committed, and from his head coach at high school level, seemed to be a selfless, non-glamorous type of hard-working guy, right? Again, I'm not trying to defend Kayvon Pope. I personally don't agree with what he did, and I have a story about this happening to me at the high school level. I know it's not college, but this has happened to me. It's not a great feeling to be a teammate and have someone that's supposed to be helping your team, even if it's just by being a backup. You have a role for a reason, right? We bring you guys for a reason, because there are injuries. This is an unpredictable game, and we need you guys to be a part of the team to make everything work in a cohesive way, right? So I'm not saying that what he did was right in any form, fashion, or shape. What I'm saying is, or what I'm trying to explain and show, there's a little more nuance to the story, right? This probably wasn't just a guy that was just selfish and mad and wanted to throw it. No, this was probably an accumulation of a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication that he had been putting into, and felt that he wasn't getting his fair share. Again, his actions are still reprehensible. Not something that you need to do, especially against, people that you consider your family and your peers. But hey, this is who he was and who he is, man. So let's get deeper into the story, right? The full breakdown here. So on Saturday, we got tweets that said, "Think Kayvon Pope just quit the game." Right? Sadness, craziness, Twitter's going crazy. Pope tried to run out on the field in the sub package. Tarija, don't know how to say that, Mitchell waved him off. Pope stormed down the sideline, started walking to the tunnel, and then had to be coaxed back by Ohio State staffer. Tossed his gloves in the stands, then took off his jersey. And we're going to get into it. He's now been told to leave Ohio State. Take him to the locker room, like we said. And the infamous tweet. This is just kind of the full unveiling of everything that happened. So now that we understand what happened, we have a little background of who he is and the athlete that he was capable of. Let's look at the full ramifications, right? This is a statement from Ryan Day. It goes, "Senior linebacker Kayvon Hope has been dismissed from the Ohio State football team. Kayvon will continue to have the use of programs that benefit our student athletes, such as our Student Athlete Support Service Office, and we will support him with his progress towards graduation. He will remain on the scholarship through the duration of this semester," which is honestly really, really nice by Ryan Day and the Ohio State staff. Kayvon has already entered the transfer portal, so we'll see how that goes. But man, hopefully he can get his get his degree from Ohio State and finish that out at least, and maybe be a graduate transfer and then take on the rest of the world in that fashion. But it's definitely not a good thing to see. But Kayvon is, like I said, he's a promising talent, drafted by some of the best, most high tier teams in college football. It's a shame to see this happen to him. It's a shame to see him have to be dismissed and enter in the transfer portal with a very, very bad, it's not something that you want on your resume, someone that quits on his teammates, But again, I think he's more of a member of circumstance. Maybe this is something that has, like I said, accrued over time, and it's just been eaten at him. And at this state, he probably just made a rash, bad decision, right? I hope he isn't judged by this too harshly, because we've never heard of Kayvon Hope for these last decade, except for when he was jumping over people. Quiet, hardworking guy that clearly took on that role as being a backup linebacker seriously, right? All the way up until this fourth game where he got fed up. Not defending him, not saying he's in the right or wrong, just saying he's human. He's a young man, and hopefully he has a long future. Now, getting into my story of this exact same situation. Okay, senior year, and he was a senior as well. This is the last game, well, became the last game of the season. It was a playoffs, second round. We're going against Carver in Atlanta. This game was very bad, super chippy. The refs were literally, like, not joking, how people say refs are bad, but no, this was an Atlanta game where the refs were clearly on the Atlanta public school team. But it's cool. We're starting to lose the game. It's like the third quarter. A senior cornerback who was asked to play safety instead of cornerback got upset and literally took everything off everything off on the sidelines and walked. And mind you, this is an away game. We are an hour away from the school and an hour away from his car or any vehicle. So he has done this, taken it all off, walked into the locker room while the game is going on, walked back and tried to come back on the side. Like, no, bro. Like, so he had to wait in the stands for the rest of the game and had to find a ride home after that. So we weren't too happy about, of course, we already taking a loss, but then you're having this guy that can't keep it together for the last quarter. Like, that, the way we looked at him as a person from then on was definitely bad. And I think I feel bad for that, because now that I'm older and I realize that he was a kid, while what he did was stupid, it was more funny than really disrespectful, right? This is a guy that he was so entranced in what he wanted to do in the film that he wanted to get out and the ways that he wanted to play that he kind of gave up and snapped and didn't realize the whole situation. So just think about that. These are young men. These are people that are trying to find their way, trying to, with a lot of pressure, a lot of perceived pressure, a lot of pressure that they put on self, a lot of pressure that society places on them. So I just hope that Kayvon can come back from this in a positive way and make it up to his teammates and all the people that he let down. But appreciate you joining me here. But that's what happened to Kayvon Pope. Thank you for joining me. See you soon. Peace.